Hey, what's up everybody? So it's a new season, preseason, runes and masters are gone. I'm sure a lot of you guys are lost and confused and sad and mad, but your boy's here with some tips to help you and some rune pages to guide you along. There's some good guidelines for support, and yeah, here it goes. So the first thing I want to make known is that support is not about scaling. You're not looking to scale as much as your other roles. AD carry, for example, mid laners, top laners, for example, they might be looking for some scaling in their runes, but generally for support, you want to look for early game impact and sometimes a little bit of mid game impact. Late game, generally, you kind of avoid. You're not looking to hit late game and try to fight late game. You are a support, you are the strongest early game. That's kind of where you shine. So with that in mind, I'm going to go through these keystones. So this is the most popular, I'd say, rune page on all supports in general right now, being that Aerie is very strong. Keystone Aerie basically helps you do more damage when you're poking and helps you shield more when you're shielding. So for champions like Karma, Lulu, Sona, this is very, very, very strong. Definitely always go Aerie when you can. Aerie is probably the strongest single keystone next to Aftershock. The Nullifying Orb is pretty good, more for tanks. This Aerie generally is built more like the Sona, the Lulu, the Karma, and generally you're not going to be focused as hard. You don't really need an extra shield, being that you're giving up so much to do so. I think in some situations, maybe if you're really scared of getting bursted, Nullifying Orb could be good, but in general, for the Karma, the Lulu, the Sona, you're going to want a lower cooldown on your ultimate. So Ultimate Hat generally is what I go with. You get a 15% cooldown reduction on your ultimate, basically. It's insane. On Karma, for example, it's extremely good. You're basically getting like a 15% cooldown on your mantra at around 5 minutes into the game, which is nutty. You can use it once. You can use your ult once in the fountain, stuff like that, and just start charging stuff minute 0. For the list tree, Transcendence is actually very, very strong. It's 10% CDR just free. For this tree, this is a pretty obvious one actually. For a support, you want to go for Scourge. You're not really, unless you're really trying to scale, you can go into one of the other ones, but the amount of time it takes for you to get this going, it takes too long. Scourge isn't very strong, but when you're looking at 20 minutes for 24 AP, that's not that much. 30 minutes for 48, not bad. And as you get lower, it's like, wow, 60 minutes for 168 AP. You're thinking, okay, that sounds really good. But think about it, how long do your games last for an hour? And is the game decided an hour into the game by 168 AP? Most likely not. So generally, I don't want to touch Gathering Storm, but it does look very attractive. Water walking, unless you're fighting in the river a lot, I don't really know. It's kind of random. So on this side of the tree, this is where you can choose to do your playstyle, which is what Riot's goal was, to have your own playstyle. But I generally kind of stick to 2 trees here for support. I go into Resolve or I go into Inspiration. Resolve is generally more tanky stats, gives you a bit more tanky stuff around all the place. Revitalize, for example, is really good on shield supports. But the thing I like the most is in Inspiration is the Biscuit and Causing Insight. It's kind of the combination I run with the most on my supports, being that the Biscuit is actually a very, very strong mastery. It might not look the same as the previous Biscuit, but it's way, way, way better. Basically, instead of turning your HP potions into biscuits like it was in previous seasons, this just gives you free biscuits every 3 minutes until 12 minutes, so you get 4. And they restore 15% of your missing health and increases, this is the big one, your mana cap by 40 mana permanently. So by minute 12, you're basically getting an extra 160 mana, and for a lot of supports, that's a lot of mana. You're looking at 2 or 3 spells, and you're also looking at extra potions in lane. So this is a very, very strong mastery. It's probably the strongest mastery for laning in this rune system. You just get free mana, free HP, and this means you can trade better, you can have more trades, and then I go into Cosmic Insight just for the extra CDR. There's other options here, but then again, this is kind of where your playstyle kind of comes in. For example, the stopwatch can be good too, but right now, so far, this is kind of a safe option. You can always branch out if you decide. I haven't really found a good usage for Hex Flash, but it's a pretty cool one. It's just really hard to pull off, but once people find the playstyle, I'm sure there's going to be room for the rest of these runes. This is a very popular one as well. This is the Leonas, the Alistars, the Threshes. And Aftershock is a very, very strong mastery. It just gives you a ton of extra armor and MR, extra damage as well. It's an all-in-one mastery, very, very strong. And generally, you either go Unflinching or Font of Life. The Font of Life is not too great. It gives you a little bit extra healing, but Unflinching is pretty good as it allows you to just go into team fights and kind of walk away because you have extra tenacity. So that's kind of what the two I've been deciding between and trying them out. Iron Skin, also very good. I mean, compared to Mirror Shell, you definitely want to take Iron Skin. You're going to be tanking minion damage a lot of times. Unless you're playing against like a Brand Leona or something like that bot, or like a Ziggs with Zyra or something like that, you're going to want Iron Skin. You have this 90% of the time, 95% of the time. If there is a lot of met damage for some reason, then go Mirror Shell off all you. But the one that scales, generally want to avoid scaling in a lot of these runes of masteries. And this one, definitely go with Second Wind. Second Wind or Revitalize is also good too, depending on what champion you're playing. But Second Wind is just extra healing, always good. Overgrowth, what tends to happen is I get very low HP in the game. Extra HP, it's just not really worth it. Much rather have extra healing, just extra passively. So for these trees, again, either sorcery for mana or inspiration to do weird shit. So what's really nice about going into inspiration is the biscuit. I'm gonna say this again, but the biscuit is amazing. A biscuit just gives you, like I said, 160 extra mana. For tank supports, you're gonna run out of mana a lot of times. 160 extra mana is insane. It's just free mana. You're basically getting a Sapphire Crystal. You almost always want this mastery on a lot of the supports, especially if you're trying to play aggressive, you're trying to use up your mana, you don't want this. And for certain champions, Celestial Body is actually really, really good. This extra 100 HP, it's really hard to kill you. Cosmic Insight also good. You can't choose between those. And like I said, you can always do any of the other masteries, other runes, but this is what I've been liking the most, and we'll see what happens. This is the Rakan one. Haven't tested one too much, but basically you're gonna get a lot of CDR, and you're using Guardian. Guardian is just, it's just nice. You guys just move fast. Works really well with the Zyra Khan lane, since move speed is really important for them because they win a lot of these 2v2s. They just have a hard time getting to them and chasing them down. So here, something like this would look good on Rakan. I think for Rakan, his mana pool isn't as much of an issue, so I don't need to get mana as much. But if you find that you do need mana, there's always inspiration to go into. So Comet, I've been very iffy about. I think Comet could be good. I've always it just feels really bad knowing that your Keystone can just miss half the time. It's alright. It's not bad. It's not great. Definitely no Dunlords. I think Dunlords was much better. And it's unfortunate that we have Comet now. So you get either Mana Flow ban, but I think if you go into ban, you should not get Biscuit Delivery. I think it's kind of a redundant. CDR, Absolute Focus, these are both really good options. Ultimate Hat's good option. Like I said, this is for the champions like Morgana and Zyra, stuff like that. So those are the main rune pages that I've been trying out the most. There's a couple that I've been thinking about. I want to try them out as well. Haven't had time to. And it's going to be like stuff like the Klepto and the Glacial Augment. Klepto, for example, is really, really strong like Ezreal, poke champions. But I do also suggest on support, being that it's more for scaling. You're a support, you're kind of looking to have lane dominance, to win early mid game, not really looking to be a scaling champion. So Klepto, I think, is kind of a bait. Don't suggest on support, but maybe it turns out to be good. Glacial Augment, it's interesting. I really want to try it. I haven't had the opportunity to, but maybe on champions like Zyra, where you kind of want extra slow, and so you can land extra root or extra Q, some extra plant hits could be good. Haven't tested it out yet. And this one is one of the ones I've been really thinking about, and it seems really interesting actually. By using Predator, you can roam really effectively. Basically, 3 minutes in, if you have boots, then you channel this, you have 45% move speed, and basically you can gank mid really freaking easily. So I think this could be a really strong combination, especially combined with a futures market. So these runes, it's very interesting. There's a lot of things that you can do, and I really want to try them out. I haven't had the time to, but this is just I'm just entering a theory crafting stage for these runes and masteries. But like I said, I have those 4 that are for sure strong, and a couple that are, we'll see what happens. And there's gonna be other runes that come out that people figure out that are strong. But for now, that's all I have. Thanks guys for watching.